guys, this is Asma from Crystal Fountains. I'm a business development manager here.
And I'm Rob Micula, Director of Creative Design.
So, why are we here today, Robbie?
Well, we get asked quite often why mock-ups are sometimes recommended. And we thought we would share a little bit about that process with you today.
Awesome. So, part of the processes that we wanted to discuss is basically, what are mock-ups, when are they normally required, why, because everybody wants to know why, and maybe just give you an example of what we've done. So basically, what are mock-ups?
Thanks for asking.
No problem.
Mock-ups are actually scaled representations of what the final installation will be. They're typically built with specified materials, architectural forms, and real dimensions. So that's really, really important.
Okay, so normally we try to do the mock-ups as early on in the process, but I know you have a preference, Rob.
I do.
Or a recommendation, I should say.
I do, and the recommendation would be do it essentially as soon as possible within the design process, before we complete, definitely before we complete construction drawings. Why? Because it's essentially our belief that it's an insurance policy for the entire project. Spend a little bit of time and money at the front end to verify a bunch of things before you waste money in the latter stages of the construction process.
Yeah. So why do we like to do mock-ups, and what are they usually done for?
First and foremost, it's a visual assessment of the design.
I love how I lead you on with the question, and
I love
you're
it
just like
as well.
right there. Yeah.
We're natural. It's a visual assessment of the design, which is water, light, and all that fun stuff. It's also an auditory assessment. The sound it makes. Perhaps there's a reason for this fountain being there, white noise or what have you, or does it make too much noise? It also identifies potential problems, potential challenges, such as
the hydraulics, the splash.
Splash.
Yes,
Splash
that's
is
a big one.
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy. Splash is important. We assess it with cardboard in the test pools. Take
Especially
dimensions.
if it's an exterior water
absolutely.
feature, right?
And it's impacted by wind and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
We could go on, but there are definitely potential challenges that we need to assess early on, because that could change the entire design. It may mean that the water wall is wider or narrower or shorter or what have you.
Yeah, actually, well, if you guys could see in the back, we have the test pool actually behind us. So one of the mock-ups that we've recently done, and it's for a project in Texas that hasn't been built yet, but we mocked up kind of a nozzle array where we wanted to confirm the hydraulics and look at the splash, look at the visual assessment. What is the flow going to look like? How is it going to collide? Is it not going to collide? So there's multiple things that we were testing.
Absolutely, and generally this has to do with custom effects, things that are not off the shelf, things that we haven't designed in the past so much. It has to do with new ideas and new materials, a new combination of materials, and that could go on forever, but really it's about kind of coming up with some conclusions, some solid conclusions when we're in design phase, so that we can design something that works when it's built. Essentially.
Exactly, but you know what? I get involved in a lot of basic mock-ups too. So
you do.
It's not necessarily that it has to be this huge, very involved mock-up, but sometimes clients ask us to just put one nozzle or a simple light with a nozzle in the pool, and that's pretty much easy to do. We have a lot of space for it. So we've done that as well, but the paid mock-ups.
But much more challenging.
Yes.
And a great example of this is Dubai Expo 2020. Dubai Expo 2020 is actually just kicked off last week.
Yes, it did.
So it's very timely that we mention this. We did at least 6 mock-ups, paid mock-ups, probably over a year period. We did the first phase in Toronto in these test pools, the same test pools that you're looking at here, and the second phase during construction in Dubai, and that's when the client could view in situ each of the designs and prove what they see. Yeah, absolutely. And often the context has something to do with how a fountain performs. So that's something important too.
Guys, we gotta all keep in mind that water is fluid, right? So you can't just always show a picture or even a video, because really it's not necessarily going to be in its proper element. So that's where really mock-ups come in very, very handy. And I'm sure you agree, because World Voices, you were also involved in that. I remember that with the symbols, right?
Yeah, so, and we love getting involved with a lot of these custom projects because they push the envelope.
They do.
And they're so interesting, just to work with artists from all over the world and other designers. It just makes our job so much fun. So.
Yeah, so we want to keep the video a little bit short and sweet. We just wanted to kind of come in and give you a little bit of a, I guess, overview of what mock-ups are and why they're needed. But if you have any questions, please write them underneath the video, call us, email us, smoke signal us. Oh my God.
And by the way, I don't have my glasses on, so I cannot read that question that just came across the screen. I apologize. Somebody else read that for me. So I'll remember that next time, though. Sorry.
Yeah, but please feel free to leave your questions and comments. Talk to you guys later.
Take care.